reading. Yeah, go ahead. Volunteer.
I'll read it.
Yeah, please go.
An airplane flying at an altitude of 6 miles is on a flight path that passes directly over an observer. Let theta be the angle of elevation from the observer to the plane. Find the distance d from the observer to the plane when a theta equals 30 degrees, b theta equals 90 degrees, and c equals 120 degrees.
Okay, thank you. So this type of question we have right now is PGCPS like to call it type 3. This is a high order thinking problem. So it involves you critical thinking. It involves you doing some analysis. You know, but bottom line is you have to use the information that is given. Now they mentioned one word. They mentioned one word, and which they called altitude. So I don't know if I will be able to. Let me see if I can. Okay, I can annotate this. Okay, that's what I wanted. So they mentioned the word altitude. Altitude means basically perpendicular to the ground. Let me sketch it like this. This is the ground. When they say that something at a certain altitude, so this is your ground floor. When it says that something at a certain altitude is just a perpendicular line, that thing is somewhere here. Okay? And definitely 90 degree is created. Of course, 6 miles is a distance which is somewhere from here to here. That's the altitude. And an airplane is flying. So the airplane might be something that looks like this, flying at a certain altitude. Okay? And then they want somebody is standing somewhere. So somebody is standing. So let's draw our diagram generally. So this person is standing here. I change my color. This person is standing here and on the ground. And if that person looks horizontally, this is going to be the person's side. But the plane cannot fly in the person's view. So the plane has to fly on top. So the plane is flying somewhere here. This is the plane. And it says at 6 miles, altitude of 6 miles. So altitude of 6 miles right here. And it says when he looks at that plane, he makes an angle of 30 degrees. Did you see what I just did right now? And they are asking us to do what? Let theta be the angle of elevation. You see, theta is the angle of elevation to get to that, to see this plane. And what else do they want? They want to find the distance from this plane to this observer. So find the distance. All right. So can you see can you see a right triangle?
Yes.
Okay. So we just created a right triangle out of this description. So now once you have a right triangle, what comes to your mind?
The angle.
Yes, the angle is there. The one of the distances are given, and another distance is what they are asking you to find. Okay. So what comes to your mind? There is this thing that is called Socatua. I'm sure nobody has heard of it before. Have you heard of it? Socatua?
Yes.
Yes, everybody here should have heard of Socatua. I have said this word Socatua more than 100 times in this particular class. So Socatua is usually used to figure out, compute anything that is right angle. Another thing that is used is Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem. That's another thing that is used once right triangle is mentioned. Okay. So now, once you have a right triangle, the first thing you do is to identify your hypotenuse. So which side is the hypotenuse? Is it the D?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And that's correct. How about the opposite?
It would be 6 miles.
Thank you. And that's correct. So the other side will be the adjacent. Okay? So now, looking at your trig ratio, which one do you use? Do you use sine or cosine or tangent?
Sine.
Sine. Okay. So, of course, your solution to this problem started here. And then you can just say using sine theta equal to opposite divided by hypotenuse. And they gave you what?
The opposite and hypotenuse.
Exactly. So they gave you the opposite. And then so you say sine of 30 degree is equal to the opposite is 6 divided by hypotenuse, which is. So at this point, I want everybody, I'm going to give you 1 minute to solve out and get the value of h. Everybody, try it, 1 minute.
Is it? Oh, okay. I got x equals 12.
Okay, some
Yeah.
some got 3 and some got 12. So now let's, all right. Okay, Victor, please explain yours.
Okay. So since we have the opposite and the hypotenuse, I put them in a fraction form and had 6 over x.
Okay,
from
so
there,
hold on. So you put sine 30 in fraction form?
no, I didn't put it in. Not yet. I haven't touched it yet.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Oh, I multiplied both sides of the equations by x. So I had x times sine 30 equals 6.
Okay,
And-
so you replace you replace the hypotenuse by x, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So I can replace it. That's okay. By x, and then you multiplied what?
I multiplied x on both sides.
Okay, so you did x multiplied by sine 30 degree is equal to 6 multiplied by x divided by x. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So x divided by x is 1. Okay, go ahead.
So from there, I can divide both sides by sine 30.
Okay, so divide. Okay, so that is going to give us x dot sine 30 divided by sine 30 is equal to 6 divided by sine 30 degree. Everything is in degree.
Yeah, that's correct.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can just put that into the calculator.
Okay,
6.
this crosses out. Then you can directly put it in a calculator.
Yeah.
Yes. So, all right. Thank you. Thank you. Good job, everyone. So now let's get back to work. Now that you have a scientific calculator, all I needed you to do is just type 6 divide by then sine 30 degree. Then you press enter and then let's see what it gives you. Somebody else has to confirm if it is 12 or not.
I got 12.
All right, good. All right, so now you can see that the method we used is correct. So in this case, I don't even need to verify anything because the method he explained is correct. So we started with a problem and then we analyzed the problem by sketching something, and then we got our angles, and then we used the formula that we already know, which is SOHCAHTOA, and we plug in the number, and then we just did some mathematical manipulations, and then we got our result. So x is equal to what? 12 miles. So now the question is not over yet. It's not done yet. It looks like this person, if this person looks up, can you see my screen? If this person looks up, that's when that person is making an angle of 90 degrees. And then, hold on a second, I need to clean something. All right, so if this person moves up, looks up, this is 90 degrees. And remember they said that the plane is flying at an altitude of 6 miles. So what is the distance when the person is looking at 90 degrees?
Wouldn't it be 6?
It will be 6. It will be 6. Say it with confidence, Abu. Say it with confidence. You can only be wrong. And there's nothing wrong in being wrong. If it's wrong, we correct it. It is 6. It is 6 because this plane is not changing the altitude. It says the plane flies at an altitude of 6 miles. So it's still maintaining the same altitude. It is this observer, that's the person whose angle is changing. So it changed from here, from 30 to 40, and then keep going until it hit 90. So it is still going to be the same 6 miles. On the other hand, the little difficult part would be when it says at 120 degrees. That one is a little more difficult. That one we might need to redraw our diagram. So let's try to redraw our diagram. So we had this. So we had our horizontal. We had the altitude, which is 6. And then we had the distance, which is 12. We had 30 degrees right here. This is 90. And then it keeps going. And then this angle keeps increasing until it hits 120. Until it hits 120. So this angle is 120 degrees. Does it make sense now?
Yeah.
So they are talking about this distance from here to here. So the question becomes, what will that length be? Okay. So we can do a lot of analysis in order to get this. Now let's do one thing first. Let's do this one. Now that you got this to be 6 and you got this to be 6, what is this length? What is this length from here to here?
Can you repeat what you said?
What?
Can you repeat that?
I said, since we have the altitude to be 6 and then we have this distance to be 12, so what is this distance? The one I'm highlighting now, from this point where that person is to this point. Why is it 12? It cannot be 12 because 12 is the longest side of a right triangle. You can use Pythagorean theorem to do it, or you can use trig ratio, because you have 2 sides of a right triangle.
You could use the Pythagorean theorem.
Yes, you can use Pythagorean theorem, and you can also use SOHCAHTOA. So do the one that you like, anyone that you like. Okay, so what did you get?
I got 3.6.
Give me 1 second. We need to verify it.
But yeah, I don't think that. Wait, I don't think so.
Why not? What did you use? Did you use Pythagorean theorem?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're using Pythagorean theorem, what's the formula?
Times b squared.
No, plus, not times. A squared plus b squared equal to c squared. Okay, so c is 12. So you have 12 squared. Any of these can be a or b. So, but let's use it as b. So you have 6 squared plus a squared. So 6 squared is 36 equal to 120 squared. No, 12 squared is 144. And this is plus a squared. So to get a squared will be 144 minus 36. What does that give you? 144 minus 36 is what?
108.
108?
Yes.
108 is a squared. So A is going to be square root of 108. And what is that? Use your calculator. Let's not waste the time, ladies and gentlemen.
10.39.
10 point what?
39.
Okay. So that means this is 10.39. So that's what you write here. 10.39. Now look at the construction I am going to make on this diagram. Look at the construction now. Look at the construction. So we have from here where that person is standing to this point is 10.39. From here to here is 6. If you draw another altitude here, this is still going to be 6. So which means the other side of it is going to be 10.39. So now the whole of this is 120. And if you take away 90 on this side, so the remaining side is 30 degrees. So 120 minus 90 is 30 degrees. So this is 30 degrees. So we need to find this length from here to here. We need to find this length. Okay? That's what we need. So, and that's another right triangle right there. So you have another right triangle, which is, you don't really have to be redrawing this all the time, but as long as you can understand it, this is 30 degrees, this is 6, we need this length. You can call it X or you can call it Y. It's up to you. So we need this length. And this length is, this side is the hypotenuse, this side is the opposite, this side is the adjacent, this side is the adjacent. Okay, so now that takes you back to your SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. And if you look at this, you can see they're looking for opposite, but they have angle, and then they also have adjacent. They don't have hypotenuse. So you can say tangent has it. Tangent has everything you need. So tangent of theta is the opposite, which is what they are looking for, divided by the adjacent, which is 6. So what that means is if you do cross multiply, you are going to have 6 multiplied by tangent theta is equal to y. So now use your calculator again. Use your calculator. So what do you get? 6 multiplied by tangent of 30 degrees. This is 30 degrees. Hello?
Got 3.46.
3.46?
Yeah.
Who else got 3.46?
I got that too.
Okay, say it out loud. 3.46 is equal to y. Okay, so now you can see this length is 3.4. Is it 6 or 4.2? 3.46. So now if you add, okay, that will actually be from here to here. So what was the question again? I'm sorry. The question says, find the distance D from the observer at 30 degree, 90 degree, and 120 degree. Okay, so this distance is actually from here, this one. That's actually what it is. But all the same, we are on the right path. So now you can use, since we already found 3.5 here and then we found 6, can you use this Pythagorean theorem to get this distance for us? Use Pythagorean theorem to get this distance for us. And that's your C. C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. Using Pythagorean theorem, c squared equal to a squared plus b squared. So c squared is what they are looking for, and that is going to give us 3.5 squared plus 6 squared. So 3.5 squared is what? 3.5 multiplied by 3.5 is 12.25. 12.25 plus 36. So then you add it together. You add 12.25 plus 36 gives you 48. So c squared is 48 what?
0.25.
0.25. So c is going to be square root of 48.25. Switch on your scientific calculator and clear square root of 48.25.
It's equal to
6.9. Equals 6.9.
That should be correct. That should be correct. Square root of 48.25. Yeah, 6.9. Basically 7. All right. So C is 6.9 miles. So if this person is looking at angle of 120 degree, he is going to see the plane at a distance of 6.9. If he is looking at 90 degree, he is going to see the plane at 6 miles, the same distance with the altitude. If he is looking at from 30 degree, he is going to see the plane at 12. Isn't that amazing? Do you know that the United States military, that they use what we're just doing right now? Do you know that they do it? They use it? And including those who are working in airline, you know, these pilots and then these air traffic controllers and stuff like that.